Hey, what's good, people? What's up? This is Kelvin. I'm gonna talk to you guys about something that I believe it needs to be talked about. A lot of stuff I feel God has been telling me to talk about. One of the important things I'm gonna talk to you about is, there's this thing that's been a statement we've thrown around so much involving children. That's right, involving children. You know, the government talks about how children are our future. Hmm. Children are our future. Now you hear that a lot, right? Thing is it really true? Thing is, government, do you really believe that? Or are you just feeding us a bunch of hot air? See, here's one of the things one of the reasons why this bothers me so much. Because if you're going to, you know, if you're going to, have a kid, whatever, this is not to discourage anybody. But when you throw something out there like that and you say children are our future, that's a pretty big statement. That's a pretty big statement. You see, God expects you to live that out. He expects you to live everything out, everything that you speak about. Um, One of the reasons, though, I'm talking about now mainly children, is because Jesus talks about in the Bible, he talks about if any of the little ones who believe in me cause them to stumble, it would be better if your neck was tied to a millstone and cast into the sea. If you cause any of if you cause any of the little children to sin, I tell you, that's a heavy statement right there. Yes, and considering what's going on today with the government and stuff, I mean, they're brainwashing kids and all that stuff. I mean, I grew up on half of this stuff myself. I just I just was fortunate that I had parents that taught me the word. They taught me the word and taught me to obey the Lord. So, but also it talks about Proverbs talks about you spare the rod, you spoil the child. And Ephesians talks about how children obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. But also, this is where parents just think that's okay. It's like they just take that and then run with it. But also after that, it says, "Parents, do not be hard on your children, or they will give up." So we have to. There's a balance there. There's a difference between disciplining a child and then abusing the child. So we've gotta, yeah, and then it's better not to, you know, listen, we have to be careful how much TV we take in. We have to actually be careful, you know. It is better to avoid it. It's definitely better to avoid TV because really you're just really brainwashing yourself. Not only that, then you're going to see yourself um, act act out a lot of strange behavior, and your kids are going to. You have to understand something. The conscious mind is like it's like you're feeding messages into your subconscious. You know what I mean? And I'm not the one to I'm not the one for all that, but I mean, just giving you, we have to be, we have forgotten that, any everything we take in, it goes into our brain. So therefore, be very careful what you take in. And even the Bible talks about that. What is it? It's not what goes into a man, but what comes out of him that defiles him as a person. It's what comes out of a person's mouth that defiles them. So, if you, and this is another lie that Satan has fed us. Sticks and stones. You've heard it. You heard it saying, "Sticks and stones break my bones, but words that never hurt me." That's a lie. That is a straight lie, because you can hold it in and suppress it all you want, but if you don't pray it off, more than likely you're gonna be angry. You're just gonna be angry. You're gonna fester it all in, and before you know it, boom, you're exploding on people. So, in conclusion, we have got to do so much better than this if we ever plan on being a godly nation. And if you really are serious about your children being in the future, start with them. Start with, training them in the way of the Lord. Start with, really just change your heart. If you hear God's voice, do not harden your heart. Turn back to Him. And then you'll see fit to, really you'll want to, then you'll want to train your kid in the way in the way of the Lord. The Lord says, His way is straight. It's not, confusing and whatnot. So, and even preaching, you gotta be careful. A lot of these people, a lot of people that preach now is like, it's not it's sugar coated. It's not, baked as they used to be. It's not, they don't preach straight from the Bible anymore. They just give their, what is it? They just throw, worldly stuff on it. There's nothing wrong with that, but if you're really going to be an effective disciple for the kingdom of heaven, man, you gotta you have to really preach from the Bible, straight up. You have to. If the certain illustration can actually, fit into the sermon, there's nothing wrong with it. But you have to really, because I use them sometimes. So there's nothing wrong with them, but you have to be careful how much you use it. Because if you're using it all the time, it reminds me of that scripture where it talks about, because of the pressures of life, the word, that the person that was planting the word, the seed, it got choked out. And I fear for a lot of the pastors that have, I fear for a lot of pastors that are preaching, just to, feed, I guess, what is it? Feed the carnal minded Christians, you know what I mean? I fear for them and I pray for them. So that said, I'm gonna go, and I love you guys. Take care.